Welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at column graphs, and this is a super useful way to display categorical data. So in our first one here, we're just going to look at how to interpret a column graph. So the first thing you could see when you look at this is that every single one of our categories for our data is listed as a separate column. And to make it even more visually apparent which one is different, they're all using different colors. Now, something that is separate and distinct to this particular graph that you probably won't find in every one is this particular number on top telling us the total for each one of the bars or columns. Another side of life is that on each side we have what is called an axis, and an axis tells us what each one is doing. So down the bottom we have city. And this means that every single category here is a city, and this is just telling us what is on this axis. The vertical axis, which is going up here, is telling us that this is actually measuring rainfall in millimeters. So now we have each city is along the horizontal axis, and how much rainfall is occurring in the city is on the vertical axis. Now we're going to use this information in order to answer the questions that you have on your screen. True or false? Tokyo received the highest rainfall. So Tokyo received 140 millimeters, and it's up here, and there isn't really anything near it. Its closest rival is going to be New York, and New York doesn't get near it. So in that case, for the first one, the answer is true. Next, London had more rainfall than Paris. Well, let's look at London. London ended up with 95 millimeters of rainfall, whereas Paris ended up with 100. So in this case, because Paris had more rainfall than London, this is false. Alright, let's look at C. We have New York received 110 millimeters of rainfall. Now, normally we would go up and measure how far along this was and where it intersected with the axis, but right here it tells us 110. So this is true. For D, we have Paris had the least rainfall. And because Paris is greater than London and London is greater than none of them, that means this is false. The least rainfall occurred in London. For E, we have Tokyo received less rain than New York. Well, Tokyo received 140 millimeters of rain and New York only received 110. So this is false. Okay, here's one for you guys to practice. Just have a look at the graph, give it a video a pause, and answer the questions, and I will solve them in just a moment. Alright, here we have a column graph displaying different levels of ice cream sales for different types of ice cream. And this might be very useful for a company that produces ice cream, to be able to tell which type of ice cream it should produce more of and which type of ice cream it should produce less of. So let's have a look at the answers for the true or false questions. Chocolate had the highest sales. Well, chocolate had 450. So chocolate being a very popular flavor, that makes sense that this one is in fact true. For B, mint sold more than strawberry. Mint is all the way down here, it sold more than nothing, so that is false. Vanilla sold 300 units. Here's vanilla at 300, that's correct, so that's true. Strawberry sold the second most. Well, no, the second most went to vanilla. This is our second highest, here's our first highest at chocolate. So this is false. And finally, E, mint was the least popular flavor. Unfortunately, mint is often seen as a less desirable flavor, and that is true here. So this is true. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.